Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in my quest to read every book I own, which has been failing miserably, by the way, I happen to have picked up 101 Ways to Do Better in School. This book actually, I believe somebody across the street from me tossed it in my recycling bin for some very bizarre reason, so I picked it up and figured, well, I want to read 10,000 books. Or 5,000 books. No, I want to read 10,000, but I'd settle for 5 if I could. In any case, so I figured, well, there's a book, and books are expensive, so I'm going to buy this, or I'm going to pick this up. It was still clean, thankfully. And yeah, you could see this is $2.95 when it was first produced in America. And to be quite honest with you, this book is, how do I describe it? It's a list of stuff you probably should be doing and knew you probably should be doing anyway. But it's kind of an outdated list. So one of the things that this book says to do is get organized. Duh. Another thing that this book tells you to do is to be healthy. Duh. But, I don't know if you can see this here. In this book, if you grew up in the 80s, you know what this is. This is the food pyramid. Yes, got all that bread down at the bottom. It has food groups like bread, vegetables, fruit, meat and poultry, milk and yogurt, fat, oils, and sweets. This is a book published in the time when we believed if you eat fat, you get fat. This is logical, but simply not true. What you can eat to get fat is a lot of carbohydrates because the body turns them into fat. Stores them as lipids. So, to sum things up, 101 Ways to Do Better in School really seems like they got a bunch of children together and had them list things they could do to do better in school, and then made a book out of it. It feels on the lazy side. Now, I will admit there's some really great artwork in here. See if I can find one for you. You know, there's a kid with his teacher and the dog eating his homework. There's great work here. I think that's a watercolor, maybe? So, yeah, a lot of work went into this book, but it's still kind of a lazy bit of writing. And yeah, this is the kind of fodder that meant to be purchased by an aunt for that one kid they really don't like that's struggling in school, so you could ignore them and say you did something for them. Look, I'm going to admit here, everybody wants to do better in school if they're in school. My stage in life, I read this book, and it's kind of silly. But we all know we should be eating right. We all know we should be organized. We all know we should study harder. I guess this book is a book of common sense. 101 pieces of common sense to live a better life. You decide if you want to read one like that, although I would imagine by now this book may be a little hard to find. In any case, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard Neal.